thanks so much for being here today, and thanks for joining the event with IP Dimension in partnership with Tarsus and Dell. I just want to ask you a couple of questions today about the event and how you've experienced it and how you've experienced IP Dimension. Before IP Dimension came into the lives of ETION Create, what has the experience been before it?
So I've come from a background where I had a whole IT department. So coming into a managed service provider environment was very different. I had my doubts about it, but so this is the first time I've basically been outsourced before. But I've been pleasantly surprised. I've been rating IP Dimension on a constant basis, you know, against a whole lot of metrics, and you guys are coming out tops on most of them. So I've been, yeah, you've shifted my mindset with regards to an outsourced environment.
Yeah, great. That's great to hear. Awesome. And then just from a business perspective, since IP Dimension's become part of your business, how has that shifted your day-to-day business?
It's given, well, just talking from an IT perspective, it's given me a lot more time, as it may sound funny, but I've actually got more time to focus on the actual business and meeting with the various BU leaders and, you know, resolving their issues, finding out what they need, because there's very little time where we actually spend with the BU leaders and say, what do you want from IT? How can we deliver value to you? You know, we're always running like chickens without heads. And but I actually have the time to speak to the BU leaders on a constant basis. So it's made a huge change in my life and the businesses for that matter. And that's how I think we're able to add more value. So the partnership is allowing us to do that.
Okay, great. That's awesome to hear from our side, from IP Dimension's side. And then lastly, I just want to find out, if you were to say there's one thing that would stand out from IP Dimension that separates us from everyone else out there, what would you say it would be?
There's a couple of things, Jaku, but I would say from managing the licenses is definitely a big plus point. You know, keeping track of licenses and across multiple platforms is always a huge problem, and it's a nightmare basically for management. So so the fact that I can rest easy knowing that if we buy a piece of hardware or we buy a piece of software, I know that at any given time I can say, reconcile for me guys, tell me where we are, let's true up or not, and or give us an extra license on this or that, and I know it's there immediately. So that's been great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks so much for that feedback. I appreciate it, Angus. And once again, thanks again for coming through today and joining the event with us. And it's really been a pleasure from IP Dimension side with you guys at ETION Create.
It was a wonderful event. Thank you for the invite. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Angus.